Previously on Twilight's Edge. After the party considers who was responsible for the now vanquished undead, they ruminate about their own intentions and what could be waiting for them after this sewer romp. Sombra and Flint share their respective motivations with each other, while Nico and Lowen share how their feelings and concerns for others propel each of them. Is this enough to help them find the light out of the sewers? Hello and welcome back to Tumble Through.
Tumble Through.
Tumble Through.
Tumble Through.
Tumble Through. I hurt myself clapping.
No. You take 1 point of IRL damage back.
Would that be sonic or bludgeoning?
Psychic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm taking psychic from hurting myself and clapping too hard somehow.
Ego damage.
I am once again the host and GM for the Twilight's Edge campaign. Krifu Bernal, my pronouns are he, him, and I'm super stoked to be back here once again with all of you.
Yay! I am one part of that you, and I am Ida. My pronouns are she and her. I'm playing Sombra, who is a fetchling or Kayal monk, whose pronouns are they, them, and she punched her way out of a sewer.
I am Anna. Hi, I use the them pronouns, and I am playing Lowen, he, they pronouns, who is a Hellspawn Nephilim wizard. And yeah, I think he's really happy to be out of those sewers because they were starting to hurt his back from crouching down.
But not like a regular wizard, like a cool wizard.
Yeah, apparently according to Nico, he's a cool wizard. So I'm gonna add that to my.
I'm
gonna add that to my sheet. Just says cool wizard now.
Cool wizard. Well, speaking of cool wizards, I'm not one, but I am Pan, he, they, she, and I do play Flint, he, him. Flint is our gruff, ruffian rogue, and also Datari Copper, who is also happy to be at the sewers. Awesome.
And I'm Evan, aka Moldy Nerd, he, him, and I'm playing Nico, the Rainfall Orc Druid, also he, him. And I'm no longer sad. We're no longer sad because we're out of the sewers.
Yes.
No more sewer sadness.
Sewer time sadness.
No more sewer time sadness.
Can I offer canonically, since our party has entered a building, a structure, right inside the door is just like a potted fern. For Nico, like here, vegetation. Inside the door, it's just a potted fern.
Here, have a plant.
I mean,
look at this plant.
You can't see it yet because you were at the back of the building, but as we're all looking at the map with no walls of this shrine, there is an overgrown garden at the front that maybe Nico will want to spend some time in.
Yeah.
Falls to his knees, hands digging into the dirt.
Finally!
I was thinking about this the other day, Evan was, but also as Nico. Things like walled gardens and potted plants. I feel that they are like caged birds, you know? They shouldn't be here. They're constrained. Their root systems are bound. They're constrained by civilization.
Are you saying you want to pull all these plants out to liberate them or something?
No, I want to smash the concrete. I mean, the stonework that surrounds them.
Oh, wow.
That's what I'm thinking internally.
No, I can see that.
But
the door is open and we scurried in. And you said we saw Genevan, and Summer just kind of looks over her shoulder looking for Fiosa.
Genevan squeezes up against the wall here and ushers you in and then shuts the door behind you and brings down a wooden bar across it to close it. You are in a dim, narrow hallway, although not nearly as claustrophobia-inducing as the sewers were. There are several doors in here, but one of them is open, and as you come around the corner, she points around there, and you all are ushered into what appears to be the central chapel of the shrine. You can see several pews centered around a pulpit that's about 5 feet off the ground. The pews are padded, and you can actually see some bedrolls that have been rolled out on the pews to double as beds. In this chamber, you do, Sombra, see the halfling woman, Fiosa.
Motherfuck, Fiosa Sombra strides over and just like crouches down and like looks intently at Fiosa, relieved.
Oh, Sombra! And she just like reaches around your neck as you crouch down and gives you a hug.
Sombra returns the hug. Oh my god.
The rest of the crew that was walking with Genevan are here as well. Morris?
Yeah, Lowen is going to go up to Morris and just look him over, see if he's hurt in any way. But we'll look at him and be like, you okay?
I'm so disappointed. My first job in Arael got taken by the Hell Knights, by the Order of the Rack.
Well, I suppose then it can only go up from here, right?
And he just shakes his head and looks down at his feet.
Lowen will place a hand on his shoulder and be like, come now. You're not gonna give up this easily, right? You said it was your ambition. You want to do something good for this city. Are you gonna let one incident beat you down like that? I didn't raise you at all, but I didn't teach you to be a quitter, did I?
I just don't know what we're gonna do.
Oh?
The others have been thinking of a plan, and he sort of nods his head towards the entrance of this chapel, where you can see there's several columns that lead towards the main entrance in and out. You can see there are windows that have these very thick black curtains that have pulled over them. And to your expertise, Lowen, you notice, of course, this place is meant to look abandoned if they're using it for weird, not weird, rebellious stuff.
Yeah.
In between those columns, you see three people that you don't recognize from earlier. Two men and a woman. The men are both tall and muscular, one with pale white skin, one with dark skin. And the woman is a Tian woman, which is Asian in this setting, with short dark hair, and they're talking, and you can tell that they're brainstorming.
I think Owen would look at Morris and be like, lower his voice a little bit, like, who are they?
Oh, Ermolos. He points at the pale guy who is extremely muscular compared to all of them. But you can see that he's standing a little awkwardly, like one of his legs can't hold his bent. He points at the black man. That's Larko. He's sort of nodding, and he's got his hand on his chin, like thinking very hardly. And Amaya, and he points at the Tian woman.
And they are with you?
Yes.
Right. I see. Well, I suppose rest for now. You seem shaken.
He nods. Zekun has moved over to the side where he sees his orcish friend Ravaja, and they begin talking, and they embrace and then begin talking in orcish and hushed tones. Do any of you speak Orcish?
I think I speak Orcish. 1 second.
Sorry, Nico. I don't want to. Yeah.
Rude.
Yeah, I speak Orcish too.
Okay.
So
those who can speak Orcish look over and immediately get the sense that Ravaja is not happy to be here amongst people who are planning.
Planning what? You just let that hang.
well, I will say, Lowen is going to try and listen in on those three if he can.
Well, that's happening. I mean, Nico is worried and looking around to see if he can see Vidi.
Yeah, Flint's also looking around for Yaku, but definitely that.
Yeah. Where's our people?
Maybe after a moment you see a door open, as you look down on the eastern side of the wall in the main corridor entrance, and Yako, the gnomish woman, and Viti, the human man with green hair, step out. Viti's holding both two carafes, and Yako is holding a tray with several wooden cups on it.
I'll stride over. And I'm like, I go to hug, but obviously holding caress. I'm like, oh, you're okay, Vidi. Oh, I'm so glad you're safe. I would hug you, but I don't want to. You look like you've got an important job going on.
Vidi puts the carafes down on the ground and goes and gives you a hug. We were fine. Geneva knows all of the safe passages through the sewers, but she was worried. The way you went hasn't been scouted by our group. We don't really have a name yet. For a while.
Oh, this is a group. You've formed a group.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, well, you're right. It was dangerous. We got in some fights. There was like, we saw some bugs that we didn't fight, but there were zombies. There were armatures. It was all good. There were goblins.
The Torbles? You didn't open the door, did you?
Yeah. We opened the door, but then we closed it.
You can't imagine how long it took to wrangle them in there.
Oh, yeah. No, it was a close call. Flint was super fast. Shut that door quickly.
The gnomish woman, Yako, looks up and says, I told you that stupid cross-sword symbol wasn't enough to tell people not to open it.
Well, we were worried. We were checking. We're trying to find where you all were. So we didn't want to leave any stone unturned.
And we appreciate it. I know Genevan was standing by the back door for the last hour since we got back. Just worried.
So what's been going on? What's all this talk?
He sort of kind of brings you over and puts the carafes, picks up the carafes and puts them down on a pew where Yako says come on, get some water. And she starts pouring water into the cups and handing them out. Flint, what are you doing?
Flint, seeing that Jacopurio and Fios are both here and recognizing Sombra as a particular, want to talk to Fios right now, wouldn't be a time to ask any questions, but they're glad to see Jacopurio. I think they've taken a liking to her. Anyone who gives as good as they get, handy in the fight, and also just willing to stick their neck out for each other. They're good in his book. So he goes over and puts his hand out for Jacopurio. He's like, "It's good to see you all right."
You look a little scuffed up, Watchman, and shakes your hand.
Well, I have to look after your friends.
My friends? I don't know those people.
Wait, you don't know these people?
The ones you were with? No.
Bloody hell. Well, I guess we're all going to be friends now. Also, that cross-sword thing? No, that's a terrible idea.
That's what I said.
Right, exactly.
I don't know, we should have just boarded it up or something.
Right. That said, I would absolutely kill for smoke. I know you're holding a Jacopurio.
Alright, come on, we gotta step out into the garden. These squares don't like it when you smoke inside.
Fair enough. I'll turn and I'll nod to whoever's nearby just to say, back in here. Everyone seems to have their own thing going on.
She leads you back through that narrow passageway and then through the doors to the south, where you also walk through a chamber. This chamber here, F10, which is filled with gardening supplies. And as you step out into the garden, you can see it's mostly overgrown, but you're perfectly situated behind two large garden sheds, so that you don't have to. So you're not seen by people from the street.
All right. Cool kid smoking behind the garden sheds. Got it.
Right. Sombra, what are you doing?
I was waiting to talk to Fiosa.
Fiosa, she's clinging around your neck and then pulls back. You're injured. Here, let me treat your wounds.
These people think I'm the one rushing in with a death wish. You're farming and now you're dealing with things the order of the rack. There are hell armatures down there. There's undead down there. What the fuck have you gotten yourself into?
Nothing I can't handle, Sombra.
What are we handling?
We don't have to handle anything.
Things are getting handled whether you think you have a handle on them or not. What is going on?
She nods and brings you over to a pew, and from her pack starts wrapping you up. I'm not even going to roll this because there's enough time for everyone to be healed up, so feel free to heal yourselves fully. Arael and Genevan. And she looking, you can see Genevan kind of moving between the group, sort of looking as she stepped away from the door, looking at maybe frowning at Yako and Flint, the two small folk heading outside. Arael and Genevan, Fiosa says, they've gathered us. We're concerned citizens who want to do something, want to change the way the city works. I mean, the Belf, she almost says it. Farming is good work too, but it doesn't help every whiz-crawny.
Just gets more of them put in danger. I'm not against all that stuff. You know that.
It was just one job, Sombra, and I'm sorry that all of this happened. But you weren't supposed to be involved. Well, not like this.
I got involved. You made me get involved. And you should have just told me.
It wasn't... I didn't...
You should have just told me. Yes, I know I like to get angry and like scream fuck you all the time. But God knows how often I always say yes to you.
You do, and I should have respected that. But you're not easy to talk to. And she like looks away, like she can't really like look you in the eyes as she says that.
That's fine, I'll take that. But goddammit, I'm doing this to keep you safe. To keep people like you safe. To keep people who give a shit safe. I'm tired of seeing those people get killed.
Well, my contacts say that our people aren't killed yet.
Oh, the Tari I was going with says you might know something about Hell Knights involved in taking off a sister.
I know a few people that track the way the Order of the Rack operates here, and if they've taken extra prisoners, well, they're probably all going to be moving them at the same time.
Does this knowledge come view put you in further danger?
That's up to Genevan to decide.
The Tatari was pretty hell-bent on knowing, which is fine, I get it. But you're not a liability, and you're not like something to be discarded just for what you know either.
No, but I bring the info, and the others, they come up with the plan, and she nods once again to the three humans talking where Lowen is like kind of moving towards. Lowen, as you approach, you can hear them talking. I don't know, says the big buff pale man, Ermolos. We have names for them.
Yeah.
I don't know. You don't think that's too much? Amaya says, well, we could do it, she said. We just need to see if Gorvio can get the horses from his uncle, and then it could happen. We could get to Arael before, and then they see Lowen like approaching.
Sorry, I heard there was some planning done. Could I be of any assistance by any chance?
All three of them like look at each other, and then Larko sort of steps forwards, nods and smiles, and offers his hand. Hi, I'm Larko. This is Ermolos and Amaya.
Lowen, nice to meet you.
Lowen, you want to help?
Well, you see, and he gestures at Morris somewhere. He is a associate of mine, and he seems awfully distraught that his first little mission went wrong, so I thought maybe I could help in some kind of way.
Genevan's asked us to brainstorm, Larko says, and we think we might have settled on a plan, but it's not a simple one.
Well, bring me up to speed.
Okay.
As soon as Fiosa was like looking over at the humans, Sombra stood up, offered her hand to Fiosa, and started walking with Fiosa, not leading her, but together, towards the three humans.
And maybe Yako and Flint come back.
Yeah, we've just been outside. I've just told her about what's going on. I like Yako. Flint likes Yako, so like he's having a talk. Knowing that Fiosa is there, somebody's obviously not going to go anywhere. It's a moment to catch our breath, so
Right.
And have a smoke.
Right. As everyone comes back, we find ourselves in this back into the center of the chapel. Larko and Genevan stand in front of the pulpit. Genevan says, "I'm sorry, we haven't had a chance to talk. Everyone, I don't even know all of your names." As she's looking at your group, the party. But I'm so glad that you managed to make it through the sewers. Were all of the signs still intact?
Most of them. You might have to find some kind of less delicious chalk.
Noted.
We also took out a group of armatures down there. If their comrades are looking for their troop, they might start putting pieces together.
They were down there looking for rebels, so if you had anything down there, you might be compromised.
Wait, Amaya says, did you kill the armatures?
No, we invited them for tea. Yes, we killed them.
I think at that point also Lowen just puts like his backpack down and pulls out the costume and just throws it down. And it's like, Would anyone have any use for this on your mission?
They kind of like look at each other, like sort of excited. And then Ermolos, the tallest, you are some pretty deadly folk. We might be able to use them. And he like looks at Genevan. Not use, but like it would be nice to have people who are handy with weapons.
People who are handy with weapons also have a right to understand what they're pointing their handy weapons towards.
Yes, and what I will get in return.
Look, I understand you've all got something going on here, and I've given my word that as the Tari, I'm looking the other way. But I'm not here to join anything. I just need information, and I'll be on my way.
And we're not, Genevan says, we're not here to invite you to anything. We are simply a group of concerned citizens who want West Crown to be a better place and not to do illegal things.
I side-eye Jacopulia, who definitely does illegal things.
Lowen side-eyes Morris. And it's like,
Nico sees the side-eyeing as well.
Yeah.
It's a lot of side-eyeing going on.
Viti whispers to Nico, I mean, Yako's not like the rest of us, to be honest.
For the record, Arael got taken on my watch. We got separated by the Order of the Rack. Morris was there. He'll tell you about it.
If the Order of the Rack are taking people, they've taken one of my clutch as well. I know I said I'm not looking to join anything, but as a Tatari, it would behoove me to look into things that concerned citizens might be concerned about. If said concern might happen to include the wherewithal and wherewithouts of these Hell Knights, well, I guess I could put in some extra hours.
Oh, so you're actually doing your job. That is good to hear.
Yes, like ignoring a bunch of people who steal and murder on the way through. My merchant friend.
Yes, because you were a part of that.
Also, it was self-defense, and I didn't steal anything.
No, you did. You took like a
No,
He was specifically against like taking that goblin stuff. He was like, I want information. I'm
No,
going to steal
from the Hell Knight, right?
Armatures.
The
You took the-
Armatures.
Oh, can't steal from the dead. Self-defense.
Okay.
You stole their lives.
Yes.
They traded their lives for violence.
Fiosa steps forward. My contacts have informed me that Mayor Arvanchi has allowed the transfer of Arael to the Order of the Rack. He is now officially in their custody, which actually is good for us. If, and assuming, I'm still waiting on confirmation on this, but my guess is that they're going to transport him and potentially your clutchmate tomorrow morning to Citadel Revade. It is several miles northwest of the city, outside the city walls, which means that city law, and she looks at Flint,
Yeah.
doesn't apply anymore. I don't want to presume your business, Mr. Datari, but there's not a lot of love lost between the Order of the Rack and the City Watch, no?
Oh, don't I know it. That said, what do they want with these prisoners? What are they doing?
Well, Ermolos crosses his arms. I mean, they're probably gonna throw him on the rack and accuse him of heresy like they do with everyone else.
And why all the extras? Have they got some kind of quotas to make or something? Doesn't make sense.
If I knew the reasonings behind these Hell Knights, I wouldn't have the problems with them that I do today, that we all do.
That's fair. Oh, I'm sure we'll be asking him plenty of questions when we see him. And we'll see him quickly. If they're going to be putting our friends to the rack, I would rather see that happen less.
Larko nods. We've been talking, and he looks at Genevan. Our suggestion, and he refers to him, Ermolos and Amaya. Gorvio's out right now, seeing if he can procure horses from his uncle. If we can, then tomorrow at dawn we ride out, ambush the Hell Knights on the way to Citadel Revad, and get our guy back.
Like Lowen would gesture at the costume. I'm gonna just keep calling that costume. that he threw down and being like, "Does anyone like to play dress up? Would that help at all?"
Genevan looks at it. It might, but this could be incredibly dangerous.
Well, that is fun, right? Danger can make it interesting.
I'm sorry, but our people aren't battle trained. Besides me and Arael, no one else has actually seen combat.
It's an option. If you're not taking it, I'm not taking it with me. It is very heavy.
You brought it all the way here to leave it here?
Well, I thought it might come in handy. If I don't know how long we'd be in those sewers for. Maybe we'd find more.
No, it'll come in handy. And Yako like goes over and starts like pulling it and finding a place to store it.
All right.
We'll find a use for it for sure.
Good.
And you're sure this intel's good?
If Fiosa's intel is good, I trust Fiosa. I'm in to finish my job. And if it's important to Fiosa, it's important to me.
Fiosa kind of looks at you a little surprised. I think this is not something she was expecting from Sombra. Morris says, I want to go. It's my fault that Arael got caught. I should have done more. And I need to be there to rescue him. And Genevan shakes her head. Absolutely not.
Oh, well.
No offense, but you look like the wettest of all the non-combatants. I don't know how much you should be. Are they young? Are they like younger? Like how?
Morris is 15 on the cusp of 16.
Oh, yeah. I don't think you'd be a lot of use with us, son.
A teen man.
Teen man. Yeah, I remember that now.
Yeah.
I remember that whole bit being like, what?
teen. Yes, exactly. And everybody's like, no. And Morris is like, sort of like, and he doesn't stomp his foot, but he doesn't look happy that everyone's saying no.
I'm getting downward vibes, so I might mention to somebody to keep an eye on him. These youngsters get all kinds of ideas in their heads about heroism and stuff. The best thing is to keep safe and stay smart and help.
Yeah, Yako, like, the two of you are kind of like talking between each other. Yako's like, not Morris. He's a puppy. A well-trained puppy. He'll follow any command given.
Let's make sure he stays out of the way. No offense, but... Yeah, I look at Lowen. Seems like they're your puppy.
Yeah, Lois.
So make sure they stay out of the way.
Well, yes.
So it's been nice knowing the rest of you. I guess you're going your separate ways.
I don't know yet. Depends. Is there any, I don't know, reward?
If you want, yeah. I think we still have, I think you are still owed some payment. She looks at Sombra.
Yep.
I don't even remember how much it was supposed to be.
Quite a handful of silver.
Yeah.
1 million silver.
Yes, it was that.
We have some supplies that we can share.
Well, how about this? I will help, but I would like, maybe not gold or silver in return, but information is just as valuable in this city.
Our people can give you that.
Good.
And we'll owe you one.
That is even better. I like that payment a lot, actually.
Viti is standing next to Nico and sort of puts his hand on your forearm. Nico, you don't have to do this. You're not involved, and you've become far too involved already.
Yeah, I agree. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go back to Vizio's. My food wagon's back there. Hopefully, it's not been smashed up or stolen. And yeah, just let me know if you want to catch up again, and we'll go back up to the Ramble Gardens.
I'm sorry, Nico, Genevan says, but no one can leave tonight. We need to bunker down for the evening.
Excuse me, what? Bunker down?
You go out there, you could easily get picked up by the Hell Knights. They're marching through the streets.
I mean, they're not going to bother me, though. They're not after me. I have nothing to do with this.
I know that, but I have to ask you to stay here tonight. We can't have anybody coming and going from this place. And no more smoke breaks. And she looks over at Yako and Flint.
Okay, fine. I mean, I don't want to cause a trouble. I don't want to cause any stress, so...
And at that, like, you see Ravaja and Zekun sort of like... Or Ravaja, at the very least, sort of glaring and sort of like starts cursing in Orcish.
What are the curse words?
Yeah.
It's just like...
Give us some Orcish curse words, Criffy. Come on.
Are they...
My immersion, Criffy.
I think it translates differently. I would imagine that instead of like saying cursed rebels or damned rebels, it's more like immature whelplings who go against
I like that.
hold rule.
Okay. Is that because they don't want to be they don't want to stay here, they want to leave?
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Ravaja does at least. I don't know what Zekun's deal is.
Yeah, I'll pick up on that, and I'll be like, I'll turn and I'll reply in Orc. I'll like, look, it's been quite a challenging time down there, and everyone here is either scared or angry. So let's not make it any worse. If it makes it any better, I'll cook you some food, some orc food.
Make a diplomacy check for me.
Okay. Oh gosh. Bam. That's 15.
You have hero points.
I do have a hero points, but they will roll less than that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, there's a 50% chance that you'll get better or worse.
Oh god, that's a risk though, isn't it? It's a big risk. It's a big
That's
risk.
the way it goes.
But yeah, I'm gonna keep it out of that.
She switches to common. That's easy for you to say, Nico. As Belks and Orcs, we are honor bound to uphold the treatise made with House Thrune, and whatever these people here are doing and going against one of the strongest martial forces in this region, I want nothing to do with it. And she spits on the ground.
Oh, damn.
Get that? You don't have to have. We're not aligned with anyone, but let's just keep everyone safe.
She nods.
We've all seen enough trouble, right? So let's just not see any more trouble tonight.
I expect you have the proper spices then.
And I'm like, Hugo, and with his toes, pulls forth.
Oh, God. I hate you so much.
Reaches in and with his toes pulls out a little sack from the innermost pocket.
Got the spices.
All right. Geneva nods. And thank you. I'm assuming names were at some point maybe exchanged, or are we making it a point not to exchange for certain names?
Sombra would have exchanged her name.
Lowen only gives his name if asked.
Yeah, I feel like Morris already gave your name.
Fuck. Little bastard.
I think Vidi probably would have given my name as well.
Yeah, then Corporal Flint, Lowen, and Sombra, thank you for your assistance. I'll get you the supplies for tomorrow morning, and Gorvio should be coming back, and we can move out at dawn. Get some rest.
Sounds good.
And Viti says, Nico, I'll show you to the kitchen.
Hey, you can fill me in about what all these plans are that you've gotten with this group of yours.
It's actually really cool stuff. And he smiles, and as he touches your forearm again and like leads you in the direction of F9 here, where you can see there's a little like
Oh,
stove.
taking me to F9.
Right adjustment to that 6.
Let me take you to F9.
This is where the magic happens, F9.
He smiles and says, I'm really glad you're here.
Oh, I'm glad you're safe. And yeah, thank you.
Lowen would just go wherever Morris is currently sitting. I think he's just trying to, I guess, look out for him. Otherwise, it's just watching the space, know what everyone's doing in this space. He's just observing.
Sombra would have walked Fiosa back to whatever pew she was getting comfortable to sleep on. And then Sombra would have been sort of walking the perimeter, the interior of the safe house, and getting sort of a read what the defenses are like, how much you can see outside, good places to shoot ranged weapons from, basically doing a safety walk.
Okay. There's only 3 windows here in the front. There are 2 that are covered with that black curtain. And here in F5, which is like a small dining room,
The mess hall.
which is where dinner will be served, if Nico is so kind. Has a window there too, but that also has another blackout curtain on front of it.
Then right before the meal, she'll sort of get out any remaining energy from the sewer crawl, kind of takes down all her equipment, rewraps her wrist wraps, the wraps over her fists, and pulls out this, it looks like almost a very large bean bag, and starts tossing it up in the air. And you see her darting her hand out and catching it only with the tips of her fingers, not using her wrist or her hand, just constantly tossing it up and catching it in her fingers. And it sounds like this really heavy beanbag almost. And you see her always tossing, darting out, both hands, fingers only.
Who was it who came up with the idea about cutting off the Hell Knights in the morning?
The plan was developed by Larko, Ermolos, and Amaya.
Then that's where Flint's going. He's he'll stay with Yako if she's acquiescent to it, but he wants to know the plan. What are our ins and outs? How are we doing this? Everything has to be as tight as it can.
There's enough time and space to assume that everyone will hear as they're talking. But there are some spots on the road. The real question is where to stage the ambush. Larko says there's a map on a table. Maybe we're at the dining room table now, and there's like sort of montage.
We're using like a salt shaker for like, okay, we're gonna be here.
Yeah, exactly.
And this cup is there. Yeah.
Genevan's sort of like sitting at the head of the table, kind of watching, observing. And Larko sketches out this map of the road to the Citadel. There is a bridge here, a small stone bridge that crosses the Athua stream. Might make a good place for an ambush. But there's some tree cover before and after as well that we could do maybe a hit and run. Both have their merits.
Judging from the fighting capability of my new allies, we really just come up with some kind of like names for our groups. But in the meantime, I think maybe a stealth assault might be best. The cover seems much more useful. A river might lead to too many problems. And again, Hell Knights are all decked out in heavy armor. Hard to move in the river.
That's a good point, Genevan says. But I think we also have a few tricks that we can use to draw them off.
Oh, I do like tricks. Go on. Sure. I'm just imagining like a smash cut to opening a cupboard full of like bombs or something.
The tricks is fire.
Yeah, tricks is explosions.
We've gathered a quite large supply of caltrops that we can use to distract the mounted Hell Knights. They should be on a wagon of sorts with several Hell Knights on horses.
And the prisoners will be, and like this table with all this stuff on there. We're pushing salt shakers around and boxing things.
Right.
And this wagon, this will contain the prisoners?
Yes. But there's a problem with the wagon, Fiosa says. There's a massive crossbow mounted to the top of it. Anyone approaching can get shot at really easily with it, and it's going to do some damage.
That's problematic.
And one more question.
Oh, damn, Sombra. You are sneaky.
Yeah, hello. I've done 1 or 2 stealthy missions in the past, but is Arael considered a high priority prisoner or target, or is this being kept secret? Basically, I want to know the highest ranking of Hell Knight, of soldier, guarding this caravan.
I can't say for sure, Fiosa says. I've tracked movements, and typically when this is a daily occurrence that prisoners of the rack get shipped to Citadel Rivat. Normally, it's novice armatures, but there's typically at least 1 or 2 Asmodeans that are leading them.
Any of the usual riffraff that, walks around on fucking fire?
No, she half smiles. I would be surprised if we saw any devils.
Good.
So the plan is, the suggested plan is to have one group distract the Hell Knights on the horses and have them go over the caltrops, while the second group, our battle people, can move into position and attack the wagon and free the prisoners.
Sounds good.
Nico, as you're serving the food, maybe not serving, as you're
I'm cooking.
Let me cook. I'm sorry.
Let me cook.
Let him
Don't
cook.
just skip to serving.
No. So, Nico, as they're discussing this plan, we move into the kitchen. What does your cooking look like?
Okay, I'm talking to Vidi and whoever else. I'm like, what kind of ingredients you've got here? You've been here for a while. Show me the cupboards. Show me the stores, the stocks. What am I working with?
Well, nothing spectacular.
Doesn't have to be spectacular, but it needs to feed all those people out there. You leave spectacular to me. So there'll be dry goods, probably non-perishables. I'm gonna say maybe some kind of cured meats as well, if we're lucky, some protein, potatoes, legumes, that kind of thing. going to gather it all in. I'm going to get a fire going. I'm going to get, I've got some fats and some oils and some vials. I'm going to gather it and I'm going to start cooking. And as we're going around, Fugo is getting busy as well and getting very excited. I'm like, Fugo, we're going to do the thing. Okay, we're going to do it. Are you ready? I need you to put everything in its right place. And he goes around and he's bumping things with his little body and shoveling things into place. And then I'm going to kneel in front of the oven or the stove, and my arms outstretched, my druid focus, I clasp in front of me and raise it up, and then I'll cast my only other spell, which is Cleanse Cuisine. You transform all food and beverages in the area into delicious fare, changing water into wine or another fine beverage, or enhancing the food's taste and ingredients to make it a gourmet treat. You can also choose to remove all toxins and contaminations from the food. Spell doesn't prevent future contamination, blah, blah, blah.
A part of me is surprised that you had that prepared today.
I love that.
But on the other hand, I don't think you expected to begin your adventuring career today also.
No, it's been there from the start. When I realized that I had another spell to add, I added it too late because we'd already started adventuring. So I added Shocking Grasp, but it's crossed out, so I can't cast it. So this is the only first rank spell that I've had the whole time.
Oh shit! Okay.
And it's perfect.
Yeah, it is perfect.
But I make a special part of the dish. I make is especially orc fare, and given the amount of outreach I've spent with the Balxen, flavored for them, for their tastes.
Have Nico and Viti been in a room together, just them?
And Fugo.
And
Fugo, yes, but no other humanoids. I mean,
No, I don't think
I think
anyone else is in there.
if when they come out serve food, Lowen will try and make eye contact with Nico, and just grins and gives a wink because the two of them in there together.
Nico catches it and blushes. But doesn't, it sort of carries on with the food and just breaks your look.
Yeah. No. And Lowen will make a point,
on.
sees that you look away, and will make a point of just eyes just following you around, just to mess with you.
Just like a proper yes, get in there.
I think Sombra looks a little sad as Nico and Viti come walking in together, both blushing, both very happy.
Did they come with the food?
Oh yeah, there's loads of food.
In that case, Flint just looks hungry.
Yeah, because I'm quite perceptive. I'll notice Sombra's sadness as well.
And then you immediately, if you make eye contact, she'll go back to
I get it, but I see
resting
it.
bitch face.
I see you.
You see it.
Let her wall down just for a brief
I
moment.
Such a tough cookie.
I know. Yeah, and as we're serving food, so me and Vidya, we're probably working very closely together around each other, in unison, sort of sliding things over the table, grabbing, passing food, very in tune.
The group here, it's the best meal they've ever had in the shrine. They're very, very thankful. And as they're speaking, the conversation kind of moves away from the plan and from the threat, the doom that's hanging above everyone's head. And as the sun begins to properly set outside and the shadow curse takes hold of West Crown once more, the warmth and light inside this space is not affected by it at all.
Nice.
And that, I think, is where we end our session today.
Okay.
That's nice.
Unless you wanted to add something in real quick.
Yeah, I should say, when we serve food, we should say, I'd like to give thanks. I'd like to give thanks to the companions in those sewers below. We were in a lot of danger. But we overcame those challenges, and I just want to thank each and every one of you for helping us get to where we are now safe. So thank you.
Aye, we all came out of that nicely.
You're welcome. You did good too.
I'm just thankful we got out of the sewers. And we'll start eating.
I did wash my hands before I started cooking as well.
Speaking of which, we did all wash out first, right?
There's technically no wash space here, but
They've got some water. You can manage.
there's like a bucket in the garden shed.
No one has
Yeah,
precipitation.
can someone cast precipitation?
I have it.
Sanitation.
I have it.
Great.
Great.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And with this thanks given by Nico and his beautiful food, delicious food, we will end our session there today. Cool.
Level 2.
Tumble Through presents Twilight's Edge, a Pathfinder 2e actual play of the Council of Thieves adventure path, converted from Pathfinder 1e. Tumble Through uses trademarks and/or copyrights owned by Paizo Inc., used under Paizo's fan content policy, paizo.com/licenses/fan content. Tumble Through is not published, endorsed, or specifically approved by Paizo. For more information about Paizo Inc. and Paizo products, visit paizo.com.